It's time for this week's weekly ranking. And this week, me and Paul thought we would rank our top 5 DCU fan castings. So these are our fan castings. So here's what we kind of put parameters on. One, we've decided what were 5, well, 5 plus our honorable mention. What were those 6 characters that we want to see in the DCU? Where do we kind of want to see? Do like doesn't matter what character. And then we were like, okay, who would we want to play those characters? Who would we want? So we picked 6, and these are our lists. You will see that our lists vary very much. There is no
Very different.
usually we have some similarities. There are no similarities this week.
Nah,
So
not this time.
starting off, send it over to the ranking room. Paul, we'll start with you.
Okay, so I focus mostly on heroes. There are specific heroes I want to see, need to see in the DCU. My honorable mention is a character and an actress that have already been in a DC movie, and that's Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Huntress. She was in the Birds of Prey movie, which that movie was okay. I feel like it basically got hijacked by Harley Quinn and turned into her movie. But even still, I love Mary Elizabeth Winstead. She is like my celebrity crush. I've been obsessed with her since Scott Pilgrim came out. But I loved how she portrayed Huntress in this movie. So I would love to see her come back either as Huntress again, because James Gunn, he's okay with bringing back actors that have played characters in DC movies before.
Well, and it seems like too he has talked possibly about Margot Robbie coming back as Harley Quinn as well.
Oh,
So,
because can you imagine another person in that role?
well, that and then when they've kind of made Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad
Yeah,
is, quote unquote canon. So, well, I mean, since if Margot Robbie comes back, there's a possibility that
yeah.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead can come back, and I would love that, even as Huntress or as a different character. I think someone said that she would play a pretty good Zatanna, and I would be okay with that too. But yeah, that's my honorable mention. So now getting into the top five. Number five, I would love to see Sophia Lillis as Batgirl slash Oracle. She has done an amazing job in the movies that she's been in. She was excellent in the It movies as the young version of I forget the name of the character, but you know who I'm talking about. The girl of the group of the Losers Club. But she's been a great actress in all the movies that she's been in, and I think she could be a very good Batgirl. I think so. Moving
Beverly
on.
Marsh for
Yes,
your
thank
there
you,
you go.
Beverly. Thank you, sir. Moving on to my number four, Samara Weaving as Black Canary. Samara Weaving is also an amazing actress, but she is, I think, the modern scream queen in like Ready or Not and a couple of the other horror movies she's been in. She was in Scream 6, I think, at the beginning, whenever she gets killed by one of the film students.
Yes, yes, and then, she was also in the babysitter
The
was that
Babysitter
on
series, yeah.
yeah, on
She so
Netflix.
she sh she's a great scream queen, which is why I put her as Black Canary. If you've heard Samara Weaving scream in some of those movies, especially in Ready or Not, she has this banshee-like scream that is just piercing, and it's amazing, and I think that that would lend very well to being the Black Canary of the DCU. So, that's why I put her in that list. Moving on to number 3, Patrick Schwarzenegger as Nightwing. So we already had a very great Nightwing in the Titans TV show, played by Brenton Thwaites. I think I said his name correctly. He looks very much like Nightwing. He looks awesome. Did you ever watch the Titans show?
I did and didn't, so I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I never could get into it. I
Fair
also
enough.
just I mean, it's really hard because the first season is hard to get through, the first couple
It
seasons.
is. They because whenever DC made their own app and then they're like, "Hey, come watch our shows. We're super edgy and cool." The whole Titans trailer where, Robin slash
F
Nightwing
Batman.
breaks a guy's neck and says F Batman. I think a lot of people were like, "What? Why?" But
Yeah, yeah, especially
the
because Dick Grayson is not like that at all.
no, not at all. But the show got better as the series went
Once it
on.
got taken over by HBO is when it got better, and
Yes, yes.
I also just never loved the castings that they did. Besides that casting, I did not like
No,
the
and
other castings for the Titans. To me, they
no,
were
I agree, and that's why that's the only reason I mentioned Brenton Thwaites is because he was great as Nightwing, and the rest of the cast, meh. I
well,
mean,
also, where the hell was Cyborg?
he was over on Doom Patrol for some
Oh,
reason.
yeah. Anyways, getting back to the
I don't
list,
know why.
though.
Anyways, Patrick Schwarzenegger, I think, would be a great, great Nightwing. He's got that physicality. He's got that look. He's that young, chiseled. He could be like a maybe an older Nightwing, not a 20-year-old Nightwing, but maybe an older one because we are doing that. Not Brave and Bold. Dynamic duo show which is supposed to have Nightwing and Robin. I think he would
Red
be
Hood.
great as. Oh,
Red
is it
Hood.
Nightwing and Red Hood? Oh, my
Yes.
bad. But I think he would be great as Nightwing for that show, a little bit more of an older version. Plus, he was one of the characters in Gen V as a young superhero, and he did great in that. So that's why I put him there. Also, I'm a huge Arnold Schwarzenegger fan, so got to give props to his kids. Moving on, Charlie Hunnam as Green Arrow, which I think this is a lot of people's fan cast for Green Arrow. He looks like Oliver Queen, especially with that goatee, slick back hair. I think he would be a great option. He is a little bit older. He's I believe in his 40s, but hey, that's okay. We can have an older Green Arrow. I
You
think
just have
that
to be
he would.
careful.
You do have to be
Just because, I
careful.
mean, with the DCU, he's probably signing on for not at one time 15 years to play Green Arrow, but he's probably gonna play the character for 15 years. Like,
Probably. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of movies to go, which I get probably why that's why you would want a more younger actor to play.
mhm.
But I couldn't think of anybody else that fits that role. I mean,
I get it.
Stephen Amell did amazing as Green Arrow,
Well, it
but
also it depends on what Green Arrow you're doing because Stephen
true,
Amell played a
true.
very good serious Green Arrow.
Yes.
Serious Green Arrow, great, but if you're gonna do a comic book kinda accurate Green Arrow
Yeah,
where
yeah, the more comedic
boxing
and
glove arrow, which I think
yeah.
James Gunn is probably going to do.
Yeah, because he wants to be more comic accurate
Yeah, you've gotta go with more of a actor that can play that silliness, but also be serious when shit hits the
when
fan.
needed. Yes, exactly. And I think Charlie Hunnam can do that because he's done some serious roles. Sons of Anarchy is one of my top 10 favorite shows of all time. And he's done some more goofy roles as well, but I think he could fit there. And moving on to my number one, Glenn Powell as the Flash. I need a Flash. Flash is my favorite DC character, but
Barry
I
Allen or Wally
love
West, though?
Barry Allen in this for Glenn Powell. I
Yeah,
would want
that's
Barry Allen.
okay. Yep,
For if I was casting a Wally West, I would try to get a more younger version.
younger. Yeah, no.
But the thing that's always bothered me, I love Grant Gustin as the Flash. He was great. I love the show. But I hate it's the Spider-Man effect. People think, "Oh, we gotta make our actors young so we can do the origin story and all this other stuff." It's like, you don't have to. You can have a more mature superhero, and I think Glenn Powell as a little bit more older version of the Flash, even though he's only like 35, he looks older than that. He looks very mature for his age. And I think that he could pull off a more mature Flash, like a Flash that has been working as a CSI for Central
A
City Police
while.
Department for a while, and then either he gets his powers or he's had them for a while, but he's kept himself on the down low until all these other metahumans started popping up, and he's like, "Hey, I could be more of myself." And he could do the comedic version of the Flash very, very well.
Oh, yeah, the one that he did with Sydney Sweeney, like 2 years ago or last year, the comedy that he did with her, I thought
Mhm.
was really funny, and I enjoyed it, yeah. I also bringing up Wally West earlier, but you could then also have Wally West incorporated with this with
You
him
could,
and
absolutely.
him do, like, a Spider-Man and Miles Morales thing where it's like he could be teaching Wally West the ropes, so you
Yeah,
could add
no,
that as well.
that would be great, and I would love to see that, but I love Flash. It's always been my favorite DC character, so I need him. I need him in the DCU. Please, James Gunn, please bring the Flash in. If you put Glenn Powell as Flash, I'll be forever grateful, but just please bring the Flash to the DCU.
Oh,
And
he will, but
oh,
run
he
it
will
down for us
eventually.
again. Run us down your
All
list.
right. So honorable mention was Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Huntress, Sophia Lillis as Batgirl for number 5, Samara Weaving as Black Canary for number 4, Patrick Schwarzenegger as Nightwing for number 3, Charlie Hunnam Green Arrow for number 2, and Glenn Powell as the Flash, Barry Allen Flash for number 1.
Awesome sauce, awesome sauce. Well, guys, we'll move over to my list, and my list is very different. So, as Paul's was very hero heavy, I have always been a villain guy. I love villains. I think villains so much cooler than like heroes. They just look cooler. I love villains. So I did a lot more villains. So starting off with my honorable mention, I have Ray Fiennes as Brainiac, and I really want Brainiac, first of all. I think Brainiac would do great as whether or not you do him as just a Superman villain, but if you do him as a Justice League villain, even better. I fell in love with Brainiac really hardcore when Injustice 2 came out, and I have loved the way that they've done Brainiac. And so I hope they do that kind of version of Brainiac where he's got like all these Dr. Octopus arms and he's just I would love that. So,
Oh
and I
yeah,
think Ray
definitely.
Fiennes would play it perfectly, and if he played it like he did, the guy in what was that cooking movie that he
The
did?
Menu. No, I was
The
just about to talk
Menu.
about that.
If
No, that
he did it like The Menu and talked like that and had that monotone voice, oh my gosh, he'd be a threatening brainiac. You wouldn't know where he's going in his mind. Oh, he'd be such a cold killer and he can play a villain well. I'm not saying Voldemort is like Brainiac at all, but he played Voldemort awesome. So
yes.
I think Brainiac would be great for him. So
Yeah, no, and I was gonna mention The Menu because I'm like, so it was like that was one of his best roles. So yeah, I was gonna say that. So I'm glad we're on the same wavelength.
all right, moving on to number 5. I have Carl Urban as General Zod. And a lot of people I understand are kind of like, I don't want Zod in the DC universe. Also, they're like, well, why would we need him after, we realize Krypton, they're all bad guys kind of, and at least from the message that we got in Superman. But I would love Carl Urban as Zod. Carl Urban
Oh
is
yeah.
awesome. Me and Paul sing Carl Urban's praises constantly on this podcast because we love Carl Urban. And I think him finally getting to play not like a Homelander character, but pretty much like a
Yeah.
General Zod. Oh, I think he'd be awesome. Like him right now as we left in season 4 of The Boys, where he's killing people and he doesn't even care. Like I think he would play Zod so well, and that taste that we got in season 3 of The Boys when he did have like Superman powers, I was like, oh no, I want Carl Urban as Zod. Like I think he would look awesome as Zod, and
Oh,
I
definitely. He's
I
he's got he's got the face, he's got the
yep,
physique,
yep,
and like you said, so since we found out that Superman's parents are not exactly as as normally portrayed
yeah,
as the kind-hearted people that they are,
mhm,
I think that James Gunn has a really good opportunity to make Zod like he was a good guy on Krypton, and he's like, we need to stop acting like we're tyrants of the universe and stuff. And then they threw him in the Phantom Zone because he spoke out against them.
yeah.
And then he comes out and he's like, I need to take revenge on the son of the people who imprisoned me.
Or you flip it on its head and you go, Zod was actually really good friends and was like a uncle
Ooh,
to Superman and an
ooh,
uncle
yeah.
to Kara. And you could do something like that where he's a close family friend and he's pissed that these two are messing around on Earth and not doing.
And yeah, not doing what they're supposed to.
Dude, that is where I would love
Yeah,
for them to go with it. And I think Carl Urban would be awesome.
he would
Awesome.
be. Yeah, no, I
But
can see that.
okay, moving on to my number 4. I have Christopher Judge as Darkseid. And if you guys don't recognize Christopher Judge, he is Kratos. He is Kratos. in
Mhm.
God of War, and his voice, and also look how
Boy.
massive he is. Look how
Yeah,
big
no.
he is. This
He's a
guy
pretty
is
big dude, and
built.
he's got that jawline, that, like, almost like
I
the
think
Chad meme jawline.
I think he would be an awesome Darkseid. I think he would be perfect as Darkseid. I think he'd be menacing. I think you would believe him kicking all types of ass on the Justice League. I would love him as Darkseid, and this is a lot of people's fan casting for Darkseid is Christopher Judge, and I am 100% all here for it because
Oh, yeah, same here.
he is so cool, and that voice just if he were to do Darkseid, it'd be I just ooh, it'd be
Yeah,
like
no,
butter.
the bass in his voice would shake the
Yes,
seats in the theater.
exactly, and he would feel menacing from the word go, and that's what you need for a dark side. Like, I could just it'd be awesome, and I would love to see him as Darkseid. Like, there's just I don't have a big reason. It's just I think he's cool. I think he looks the part, and I think he sounds the part, and so that's why I have Christopher Judge as Darkseid. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on to my number 3, and this one I have been wanting even before James Gunn took over. I want Bane and I want Dave Batista as Bane. I think Dave Batista would be awesome as Bane for 2 reasons. One, Dave Batista has been asking to play Bane, and he looks like he could play Bane. He physically could get in the shape for Bane, and then
Oh, yeah.
you can add CGI for when he's really bulking up. But that also Dave Batista was a wrestler, and that's what Bane is in the comics. He was a luchador. Now, Dave Batista was not a luchador in the WWE, but he was a wrestler in the
Mhm.
WWE for a long time. Dave Batista wants to play Bane. Let him play Bane, James Gunn. He is awesome for Bane. I think
He's would be an excellent cast, I think.
especially as a fantastical Bane, I could see Dave Batista. Also, especially when you see, and here's why I also love when you've seen him get mad as Drax and get into those passionate yell. I could see him sounding like Bane. I could see him adding a little bit of a Spanish accent onto it. I love this casting, and I would this is my big one. I want them to do Bane in the DCU for Batman, and I want them to do a smart Bane. I want them to do how they do Bane in the comics. I don't want this, "Oh, he was, he was actually not the smart person. It was another person that told him to do everything to do."
Yeah.
I want Bane to be Bane,
Yeah,
and yeah.
don't make him the, brainless, muscle bound,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
there's a lot of iterations of Bane where, like, he's in charge of an entire criminal organization, and he owns an island where he distributes weapons and drugs and stuff,
Like
and
dude, right now, I do guys, I do not collect comics very much. I am not a big comic book guy. There's a couple things that I will. Like I said, I'm a Daredevil guy for comics, and I will get Daredevil runs when I think they're good, and I'm into them. And right now, I am reading the Absolute Batman line, and Bane and Absolute Batman is awesome. He is still a hired gunman for Joker in this universe, but he is still smart. He is still outthinking Batman. He is kicking the crap out of Batman. He is breaking Batman not only physically but mentally, and he's outthinking Batman. And that is what I love about Bane. And I want them to just do Bane right because Bane is not this, "Ha, ha, I'm Bane. Ah." No, he's more than just that. He is more than just that. He is also smart, and it's what makes Bane such a cool character. And I
uh,
think Dave Bautista, especially with how he has really leveled up his acting, I think he'd be great
oh
as
yeah, I could see him playing the smart version of Bane. Yeah, he would be great as that. I only ask for one thing from this Bane.
and that is
I want him to blow up Gotham Stadium. Sorry, I love that joke.
no, I know we okay. Moving on to my number 2, and this one I'm gonna be honest, went under my radar, and I saw it, and I was like, "That is perfect." Anthony Starr's Reverse Flash. He's done with the boys.
Mhm.
He's gonna be done with the boys after season 5. I think at least. I don't think he's making it alive out of season 5. So, leaves him open for another superhero franchise, Reverse Flash.
He
Like
would be great as
he
Reverse Flash.
he plays a petty, whiny little bitch in The Boys perfectly. And what is Reverse Flash? A whiny little bitch who didn't get his way. Little bit different, instead of, laser eyes and flying, he runs really fast and can throw lightning at people. But I think Anthony Starr would be perfect as Reverse Flash, and I don't have a particular reason why. It's just I think he would be great. I think he looks great. Give him the blonde hair like he has in The Boys, and
Mhm.
I just he looks like Reverse Flash. He plays a variant kind of in a way in The Boys, and I think it would be really fun to see him, especially if he goes against like how Paul, you had Glenn Powell. I think him
Mhm.
and Glenn
Yeah,
Powell would be fun to watch
that would
on
be a
screen
very
getting
good
into it.
pairing.
Because you have
Yeah.
2 guys that are clearly you would have them know each other and establish each other because they're both older. They both look like they're both older guys, so they've been established. They've been fighting each other for years already. Like, I think it would be great. And so that's why I have Anthony Starr
Yeah.
as
No,
Reverse Flash.
absolutely.
So,
And you're completely correct. His portrayal of Homelander, the pettiness that he has,
yep.
that is Reverse Flash to a T. Is like, "It was me, Barry, it was always me." It's like, I could see it, and I think that's a great casting.
Alright, and then number 1, this is the one, like, if I had to say I want one more than any other one, like, screw the other ones, this is my one that I've wanted for day 1. It is Alan Richardson as Batman. Come on! I don't understand why people are like, "This is mine." I don't get this whole, "I don't know if he'd play a good Batman." What? Have you watched anything of Reacher? Watch Reacher. Watch Reacher, and you will see he can play Batman. Well, he's
Oh, for
too
sure.
big. Too big? Batman in the comics is a massive dude. I'm sorry, but the movies have I love Christian Bale Batman. Christian Bale Batman. See right there. Yep, yep, yep. I love Christian Bale Batman. Love it. He was tiny. He was tiny compared to what Batman should be. Batman is a hulking menace in the comics, and I think Alan Richardson plays it perfect. And people are like, "Well, I don't know if he'd play a good Bruce Wayne." I was like, "Watch any of his Jimmy Fallon interviews, and you'd be like, oh no, that guy could play Bruce Wayne. He could
Oh,
play
yeah,
Bruce
no.
Wayne as well."
He's a very personable guy,
Oh yeah, yeah, he's
and
a
I
he's a fun guy.
he's a very fun guy. Did you ever watch Blue Mountain State?
Yes, that's the other thing.
Oh,
Blue Mountain
yeah.
State is he is
Oh my, he's
hilarious in that.
so funny. Oh my god, I love Thad.
I love that, and I really think he'd be perfect. Also, right now, Doctor Squatch, they moved on from Sydney Sweeney, and now they're on to Alan Richardson. And dude looks jacked like an MFer, dude. He is massive. He is like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. And I don't I can't I really I get the Jensen Ackles one. The Jensen Ackles one I think would be fun. Jensen Ackles, even though he is really big and pretty built for Soldier Boy, he's not hulking like Alan Richardson is. And I get it. Alan Richardson has admitted to taking some steroids to look bigger. But even if Jensen Ackles took steroids, I don't think he gets as big.
No, he could not get as big. Like, I love Jensen Ackles. I'm a huge Supernatural fan, and I've
Oh
loved
yeah.
him for years. But I don't see him as Batman. I don't know. It's and he has played Batman before as a voice actor for
Yes.
a
Yes.
couple of the animated
Yes.
movies, and he even played Red Hood. I loved him as Red Hood. I think he would be a better Red Hood than a Batman.
I
But
think he's too old to
Alan
play Red Hood, just
he
because
is now, yes,
yeah.
yes, definitely. But I think Alan Richardson as Batman, that's a great casting. Like you said, he's got the physicality, he's got that personability. Like if he plays the Bruce Wayne, like a lot of people view Bruce Wayne as like a multi-billionaire
He could play it.
himbo, is what they call him.
He could play it.
He could play a himbo very well,
He's
and then
all
he could switch and go Reacher
Yep.
style whenever he's Batman.
He's also 42, which is the perfect age for this Batman because it's an established Batman
Yeah.
with already a Bat family. This is perfect. This is a perfect age for him to be 42. He plays this character for 15 years. He'll be, you know, he'll be in his late 50s, and if he
Mhm.
plays longer than that, he'll be in his 60s, like, and he can play Batman up until then. Like Ben Affleck, like,
And then we could get Batman Beyond if he plays like an old Batman. That would be awesome.
exactly, like Ben Affleck right now is 53. So Ben Affleck 10 years ago played was 42 when he got casted as Batman, and he was an older Batman, and to me, Alan Richardson is in way better shape than Ben Affleck was, and Ben Affleck is
Yeah,
still in
in
good
their
shape.
40s, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't see another. I really don't, and James Gunn, people are like, "Well, James Gunn's already said that he's not playing it." I don't know about that because I when he was asked these questions for around Superman time, he was dodging the questions when they kept asking him about Alan Richardson. He's like, "Well, I don't know. We'll just have to see." That is not a no, and to me, it feels like we're gonna be like, "I'm not saying no, but I'm not saying yes." Also, the amount of times that he says, "No, he's not playing it," also is giving me an Andrew Garfield effect.
Oh,
So
yeah, no, 100%.
I am a 50-50 on this because I I I think he'd also play very well against David Cornsweet. I really do. I
Yeah,
think
he
he
could be
would
like,
play
you're too goofy, you need to be more serious."
like, I think he could play against David Cornsweet really well. I would melt if he was Batman. But to sum it up again, guys, my honorable mention is Ray Fiennes as Brainiac. Number 5 is Carl Urban as General Zod, Christopher Judge as Darkseid, David Batista as Bane, Anthony Starr as Reverse Flash, and finally, number 1, Alan Richardson as Batman. But anyways, guys, what do you guys think of our list? Did you guys like them? Did you guys hate them? Let us know your top 5 DCU fan castings, and then if there's anything else you guys want us to, do a ranking of, let us know at that email we showed at the beginning of the show. And with all that, guys, let us know what you guys think in the comments below. Want more? Check us out on YouTube Podcast, Spotify, or even the link down below for the full podcast.
Leave us a comment if you guys have any thoughts, questions, or ideas. We'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe for more videos and hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.